Welcome to AviatorDB News Briefing. Today is Saturday, July 11th, 2026. First, breaking news headlines. Ryanair 737 makes emergency return to Thessaloniki after engine failure. In other news, Boeing 737 depressurization injures passenger on Ryanair flight. Wreckage of K2 Airways Boeing 737 found in Arabian Sea. Missing safety pin caused Lufthansa 787-9 nose gear collapse at Frankfurt. Akasa Air reaches 40 aircraft milestone as Asia's first 737-8200 operator. Now for the details. Thessaloniki, Greece, July 10th, 2026. A Boeing 737-800 next generation operated by Malta Air on behalf of Ryanair made an emergency return to Thessaloniki International Airport on Friday after an engine failure caused a cabin window to shatter and triggered a rapid decompression, injuring at least one passenger. The aircraft, registration 9HQEU, was operating as flight FR 1879 from Thessaloniki SKG to Memmingen, Germany, when the number 2 engine failed approximately 10 minutes after takeoff as the flight climbed through FL 160, approximately 16,000 feet, according to the Aviation Safety Network, ASN. The engine failure was accompanied by the breakage of a cabin window, causing a sudden pressure decompression and triggering the automatic deployment of oxygen masks throughout the cabin. Reports from Euronews and local Greek media indicate that debris from the failing engine may have struck the fuselage and caused the window failure, though the precise cause of the window break had not been officially confirmed as of publication. Ryanair's own statement referred only to a window that dislodged in flight. A 61-year-old Serbian passenger seated adjacent to the affected window was partially pulled toward the opening by the pressure differential before fellow passengers, including his wife, restrained and pulled him back into the cabin. He was subsequently transported to Ahepa University General Hospital in Thessaloniki for treatment of friction burns and a suspected neck injury. While Ryanair confirmed one passenger received medical assistance, Euronews reported that 4 passengers were taken to hospital as a precaution. The flight crew halted the climb, descended below 1,000 feet, and conducted a fuel burn-off before returning the aircraft to Thessaloniki for a safe landing. No fatalities were reported. The Hellenic Civil Aviation Authority, HCAA, is leading the investigation into the serious incident. The incident took place near Polycastro in northern Greece. The event draws comparisons to the April 2018 Southwest Airlines Flight 1380 accident, in which engine debris caused a window failure and decompression on a Boeing 737-800, fatally injuring one passenger, one of only a handful of such events in commercial aviation history. This is a developing story. ANN will update as new information becomes available. Sources: Aviation Safety Network, ASN, Ryanair official statement, Euronews, Reuters, Anadolu Agency, Greek local media. A Boeing 737 depressurization event occurred July 10, 2026, aboard a Ryanair flight from Thessaloniki, Greece, to Memmingen, Germany. The aircraft, a Boeing 737-8AS, registered 9HQEU, diverted back to Thessaloniki roughly 10 minutes after takeoff after a passenger window dislodged in flight, the airline confirmed. Oxygen masks deployed throughout the cabin, with images and video published by Radio Thessaloniki showing the blown-out window frame. Ryanair said one passenger requested and received medical assistance on the ground following the incident. Aviation safety tracking services have classified the occurrence as an accident involving the specific airframe. The exact cause of the window separation has not been determined. The 737 cabin depressurization comes amid continued scrutiny of Boeing aircraft structural integrity following the January 2024 Alaska Airlines door plug blowout, though officials note the Thessaloniki event involved a window dislodgement, not a door plug failure. As of July 11, 2026, neither Boeing nor aviation regulators have issued formal guidance or a fleet-wide inspection order in connection with this incident. An investigation is expected to determine the root cause of the window separation. Pakistani authorities have located wreckage from K2 Airways Flight 1732, a Boeing 737-400 freighter, in the Arabian Sea following a catastrophic loss of control July 7, 2026. The aircraft, carrying cargo from Sharjah, UAE to Karachi, Pakistan, vanished from radar after the crew reported a navigation system fault at approximately 9:18 p.m. local time. Radar and radio contact were lost 3 minutes later, with the aircraft positioned roughly 155 nautical miles west-southwest of Karachi. Flight tracking data indicate the aircraft experienced severe altitude fluctuations in its final moments, dropping nearly 5,000 feet in under a minute, briefly climbing approximately 6,000 feet, then entering a steep terminal dive from around 36,650 feet. The Pakistan Airports Authority has confirmed the sequence of events as investigators work to determine what triggered the navigation malfunction and the ensuing loss of control. After a 12-hour search involving the Pakistan Navy and the Maritime Security Agency, floating debris was identified approximately 53 nautical miles south of Ormara. 5 crew members, 2 pilots, 2 flight engineers, and 1 support staff member are officially listed as missing. Officials say the high-energy nature of the impact leaves no expectation of survivors. Pakistan's Civil Aviation Authority is leading the investigation, with Boeing notified and expected to provide technical assistance. K2 Airways has confirmed the crew members' identities and pledged full cooperation with government investigators. A missing nose gear locking pin caused a Lufthansa Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner to collapse onto its nose at Frankfurt Airport on June 4, 2026, according to preliminary findings from Germany's Federal Bureau of Aircraft Accident Investigation, BFU. Registration DABPQ was at a gate preparing for flight LH450 to Los Angeles when technicians troubleshooting a landing gear door issue moved the gear lever to the UP position without the required safety pin installed. The nose gear retracted, dropping the forward fuselage and engine nacelles onto the apron. Investigators determined that 4 locking pins were correctly placed on the main landing gear, but the nose gear pin, identifiable by its red "Remove Before Flight" streamer, was later found inside its storage box in the avionics compartment. The BFU's interim report, cited by Aviation Week and Flight Global, confirms the pin was not inserted into the intended hole. The incident injured 23 of the 34 people on board, 2 seriously, and caused substantial damage to the nose section, gear bay, and engines. Aviation safety experts say ground retractions of this kind are rare and typically stem from procedural lapses during maintenance checks. The BFU's investigation continues, with a focus on human factors and checklist adherence. Lufthansa says it is cooperating fully, and the aircraft remains out of service pending extensive repairs, a stark reminder of how a simple safety device can prevent a multi-million-euro accident. Akasa Air has reached a significant operational milestone, taking delivery of its 40th Boeing 737 MAX aircraft. The Indian low-cost carrier distinguishes itself as Asia's first operator of the Boeing 737-8-200 MAX, a high-density variant engineered to maximize capacity on short-haul and regional routes. The achievement, highlighted by Flight Radar 24, underscores Akasa's aggressive growth strategy within one of the world's fastest-expanding domestic aviation markets. The 737-8-200 variant features a modified cabin layout, including a relocated aft lavatory and reduced galley space that accommodates 197 all-economy seats at a 28-inch seat pitch, compared with the 189-seat standard 737-8. Akasa is deploying this configuration to drive down per-seat costs and sharpen its competitiveness on high-traffic domestic and international sectors. Since commencing operations August 7, 2022, Akasa has grown its network to 31 destinations, including 6 international routes, with primary bases in Mumbai and Bengaluru. The airline's initial order of 72 aircraft was subsequently supplemented by 4 additional 737-8s to support international growth. Long-term commitments now point to an order book potentially reaching 226 aircraft, positioning Akasa as a formidable player in regional aviation for years to come. That's all we have for today. You can get the latest aviation news at aviatordb.com.